Hi friends, and welcome back to the Mermaid Tarot. Today we are doing another pick a card reading. I already did September predictions, but last night I just knew that I wanted to do a tarot card reading. It was getting pretty late night, so I decided to do it this morning. But last night I drew 3 cards for you guys and kind of just like sat with the energy of these 3 archetypes and felt called to do a reading based on both past lives and destiny. So we're kind of going to get into what karmic bonds that you have, what karmic ties that you have, how this is playing into your current reality, and how this is playing into your destiny, and also just a bit about how to stay on that path of your destiny, and maybe anything that you need to know from your spirit guides. So yeah, we have 3 different piles per usual. The first pile has, oh my god, did you just break, baby? No. Oh my gosh. There's just a little bit of it's just like a wiggling tooth, like a tooth coming out. Okay. But this is pile number 1 with the angel oracles. I feel like this is called something else because angel oracles I think looks different. This might be dyed angel oracles. Pile number 2 with the tiger's eye. And pile number 3 with the red tiger's eye. So in terms of the cards that we had laid out, we have Alethea, and I don't know how to entirely pronounce this, which is number 127. We have the Destroyer, number 23, and Kairos, 126, if the numbers are significant to you. So I will leave the timestamps below. Again, you can pick based on like the number of the timestamps, if you always pick pile number 2, whatever, or you can pick based on the crystal or the card that is there. Excuse me. And I will see you at your reading. Okay, hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the angel or quartz and Alethea, this is your reading. So Alethea is basically, I was reading into it last night. You know, this book is really in depth if you've been watching my channel. So I do like to read from the guidebook because the messages are so specific. Even though I tried to kind of get into the meanings and memorize them, each one is really specific. So LXX, I'm bad at Roman numerals. LXX7. Yes, my king. Alethea, truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Alethea. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Alethea by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves, and are more likely to tell our own story. The Alethea card requires us to step forward toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what has been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and a sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. When light, clarity, disclosure, revelation. When dark, distortion, gaslighting, excuses. Go deeper. The goddesses Ma'at and Veritas. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practicing truth as a vibration. Picasso said, "We all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize the truth, at least the truth that is given us to understand." Very interesting. So let's pull some tarot. I haven't been using the traditional tarot deck at all because I just have been using the crystal power mostly. Okay, so you got the Fool and the Page of Cups. So right away, really joyful, flamboyant, happy, go lucky, and inspired energy, ready to go out and achieve your goals. You're having ideas. You're ready to just let go of all the weights and move forward, and you are encouraged to do so. So the Fool is all about taking risks, maybe getting and going on some kind of adventure, and also just being weightless, untying all the baggage that we have had and moving into your future. So you may be a young person, maybe kind of more in your masculine energy in terms of goal setting right now, but really having all these opportunities at your fingertips and having a really positive perspective on them. So in terms of your past life, let's see if we can get any messages on what kind of with both of these energies. Like, I really do feel like a healed energy. So in terms of like past life, I don't think we're gonna get any like intense messages. And you got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, both upright. So in terms of your past life, you were in some kind of royalty or higher position, and maybe you didn't incarnate into the same kind of position, but you also had a soulmate in your past life that was your literal divine counterpart, and you built an empire together, and you did everything that you wanted to do together, and you had this infinity bond, and you've made a vow to this person from your past life to try to find each other again in this life. And so right now with the Fool and the Page of Cups, you may be really solitary, focusing on your projects, but in like a happy, joyful way. But you have this deep calling to some kind of soulmate or soul bond. So how is this playing out in your day-to-day life? Let's get one card. The Sun. Okay, so this is bringing you a lot of joy and freedom and clarity and just enjoying life kind of energy, because whatever kind of karma you had to work through, if there was like an abuse of power, if there were, when we look back at the past too in terms of history, like the things that people thought was acceptable, like the abuse of like basic human rights all across the world, and the objectification of so many people in our earth and exploitation. If there was any of that or that kind of conquest mindset, that might have been your early childhood kind of karma that you had to work through in terms of people trying to impart their will on you or cross boundaries or make you do what they wanted you to do, even in basic ways, like your parents telling you to like get a job when like you're not about to do that because like you're a rapper or whatever, or whatever it is that you do. But you've worked through that, and that's incredible, because now you're free, and now you're just riding through life like this unicorn, like this baby on the horse, with the sun. So this has really led you into a really magical space. So in terms of what energy to move towards and final advice from Spirit, what does pile number 1 need to know about their future? The Three of Cups. Okay, so it's time for you to start hanging out with your friends more and having a good time. In terms of your work, career, dreams, and finances, you get the ups and downs that happen in those are just like the ups and downs that are happening in this physical reality. But you can maintain your high vibration regardless of those type of things, and you can keep pursuing your goals from these type of things. But instead of just being this happy baby alone on the phone, alone on the horse, your spirit guides are really calling you to enjoy the company of your friends, and potentially even finding that soulmate again through enjoying the people that you love, hanging out with people more, and celebrating life, especially moving into the fall. You see these pumpkins, we're coming into September now. Strengthening those bonds with your community and having a good time is really the key to you. So you much deserve all the blessings and abundance that are coming your way. It looks like you're having a beautiful time, and that in terms of your karmic ties, you've really moved to the next level. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, Pile 1. I hope you found that helpful and got a little insight into what you need to hear right now and what maybe happened in your past life. And always speak the truth, lead with your heart, recognize the duality, and enjoy your life. All right, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a beautiful day or night or week or month and year wherever you are. Much love. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the Destroyer, this is your reading. The Destroyer and the Tiger's Eye. So let's go ahead and read the guidebook messages for the Destroyer. As you know, this is a new deck and the messages are so beautiful and specific. If you're watching all the piles, sorry for repeating myself. So this is number 23. The Destroyer. The savage, the unexpected, the rejected. The Destroyer, the final of the 3 archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to permanence as a signifier of success. Yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's the part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The Destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begin to roll. The grounds open up and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, the Destroyer has arrived. When light, swift and precise blows that redirect our life. When dark, self-destruction, negativity, unwillingness to rebuild. Go deeper. Robert Rauschenberg's Erased de Kooning drawing. In old tales, the Destroyer sometimes appears as a black dog. Other times it takes the form of gods and goddesses, such as Shiva, Kali, and Apophis. Consider Picasso's statement. Every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction. Okay, pile number 2. Interesting message. It is true, but it does kind of, the way it resonates for you will be different for each of you. But destruction can be difficult. We can be attached to things. So let's get a few tarot cards on your current reality. Judgment, number 20. So you may be facing some kind judgment and justice. Are you joking? So you may be facing some kind of judgment call, situations coming to a final balance. This can be a divine intervention of like a final judgment of karmic cycles that you're going through. So you might be reaching that place where the universe is giving you that final judgment call, whether that be good or bad, whatever is there for you. Now, this sounds so aggressive, but will be destroyed eventually, and justice will come to everybody involved. In terms of like the final judgment, these people waiting for the heavens to drop down their blessings and hoping that they made the right calls and did the right thing throughout their life, so that they can get rewarded. And with the justice being here, with the sword of truth and the scales, bringing things back into balance. So sometimes, depending on your karma, which we're going to get into now, in your past life, this can be a good thing, or this can be something that is difficult for you. In terms of everything that you're building and working on now, starting to see the subtle energies that come through from your past life. With the star being here for your past life, you are somebody that was really in the path of their destiny, whether you were a leader, maybe even like a spiritual leader, a religious leader, or just in the spotlight in some way. You brought the voice of truth to people. You were a thought leader. You were an individual and unique in a time when that maybe wasn't entirely accepted. For some reason that card didn't want to come out. The Knight of Swords. So you were somebody that, like I said, brought truth and clarity to people. You were kind of this swift force that came into people's lives and delivered them exactly what they needed to hear and what they needed to do. You were the knight that brought this clarity, whether it be good or bad. You were the one that rushed in and delivered this information to people. Definitely could have been like a spiritual or religious thought leader, definitely in the spotlight, definitely well known, and definitely could have had the what's it called, when you're suppressed, being suppressed by society and your ideas not being accepted at first, and you having to go in there and deliver truth. Like, for example, right now with the current situation of the world, choosing to go against the grain is really difficult for people to accept, who have really rigid beliefs. You were the truth bringer, and regardless of how uncomfortable it was, you brought the judgment, the justice, and that truth to people, and that's reflecting in your current reality now. Maybe it feels like destroying some relationships, but speaking your truth feels like the most important thing now. So for your future energy and your karmic ties and how they're playing out right now, we got the Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Swords is defeated energy. You see him there with those swords laid up. He is at rest, defeated, unable to move forward. And then with the Four of Swords, we see somebody hoarding their wealth, hoarding their pentacles, all alone. So in terms of the way that like tarot works is that the readings that you get here, the whole reason that you do tarot is so you can see the course that things are going and get guidance and change that fate. So you, pile number 2, are being called to do a little bit of introspection and reevaluation. Why? I'm going to ask you, why are these 2 cards in your future? Why are you defeated and alone? Why are you holding your wealth? And I believe it's because of this ridicule and this this past life where you were sent by your angels in your past life and in this life to be an advocate and an activist and a thought leader. You were born to stand out in some kind of unique way, and you know this, and you know that this is your destiny, but you're repeatedly, or in your past life, were repeatedly ridiculed for that and suppressed for that and alienated for that. And you're just here trying to be a literal earth angel, helping everybody out and bless them and tell them the truth, and they're shunning you, and they're putting you down for that, and that could potentially lead you to this space of just defeat. I'm done. I'm going to bed, metaphorically or physically, and if you guys don't want to accept me for who I am, then look, I'm gonna be out here. I got this on my own kind of energy, and that kind of destructive energy. And I think that's why, like, normally when the tarot brings the Tower card or the Death card, and then for the Archetypes book, the Destroyer, I'm comfortable with that energy. I really am comfortable with like detachment and letting go of things. But like I said at the beginning, I pulled these three significator cards last night, and I was reading through the guidebook like in bed or whatever, and I just felt like super uncomfortable with this Destroyer energy. And like, I don't know why I'm thinking about Fight Club, but it's just this like overboard of almost pain. And like, it's super hard for us to recognize that, like, it, like, for me at least, it's hard for me to like accept when something hurt me, like the fact that my like family is alienating me because of my like different beliefs on the current state of the world. I'm not gonna say any words that are gonna get this video taken down or anything, but I feel like everybody knows what I'm talking about. Having different opinions from people, and people just shutting you down so much, or like telling you what to do, just makes you want to be this dude. And I mean, you see he's got like a little smile in his eyes. He's like, my pentacles, my shmoney. And like, that's all fine and good. If you're not somebody that's on a spiritual path or working through your karma, but you are, and you do care, and you do have a deeper mission that is meant to bring society truth. And it's sad that these people did this to you in the past, and it's sad. Mass consciousness is so sad. The way that the majority of people think is heartbreaking, and it breaks my heart every day to see the people that go out, you know, all around me are familiar faces, worn out places. You know, that is sad. It's sad. And you're here at this reading because you're not that. And you can't pretend to be that. You can't pretend to be part of the mass consciousness of fear and destruction and hate and conformity. And I'm proud of you for that. And that's your soul. And knowing that these two cards, this is going like way longer, but it doesn't matter because I feel like this message has to get out. These two cards show me what could happen to you. You could want to cause this destruction, say, F my family, F my friends, or maybe just carrying this energy from a past life. If you do have like a super accepting, loving family, then this is the energy that's coming from your past life while you're closed off like this. Spirit is challenging you to do something different. So, like I said, out of all destruction comes creation. Maybe you didn't destroy nothing. Maybe people destroyed you and defeated you. And speaking from experience, taking time to reflect on that and cry, especially if you're somebody that like doesn't cry. Like, I don't cry a lot, but like when I need to cry, like I take a day and I fucking just like give myself the space to feel those emotions and that pain of people trying to get you to be something you're not, people projecting mass consciousness programming on to you. It's so sad and it's so heartbreaking, but this is still you. and nobody can take that away from you. So rather than becoming this, looking up to the thought leaders of the past. You know, so many people have qualms with Christianity, like because they were raised Christian, but I wasn't raised Christian, and obviously there's effed up stuff that goes on in the church and everything, but just like in terms of Jesus or whatever, in terms of Jesus or whatever, and other thought leaders that put themselves out there, that's what you're being called to do for this generation, sacrificing yourself for the highest good. And that's a big task, and that's a very big task, and that's why you have the star card, judgment and justice. And in this life, you don't have to be everybody's like Superman. You don't have to be the hero in the same way, because you already are the hero. Like, you don't even know it, but you are the hero. So embodying these energies is just not your highest purpose. And there's going to be some kind of clarity that comes hopefully through this reading, that reminds you who the F you are and how crucial your light is, and that those, at least you know where these came from, and that the ultimate judgment comes to benefit all when you stand up in your truth and your highest light. And learning how to do that, learning how to be a generous and loving person even when people steal from you, learning how to love and care and put yourself out there in relationships even when somebody breaks your heart, learning to trust again when people make promises that they can't keep, learning to keep going after your dreams when you get defeated and you fall down. All of these things are the lessons that you're learning. So that was really deep and intense already, but you're just such a beautiful person. I had to get deep into that, and I just want you to go forward knowing who you are, and continuing to live in your truth and find thought leaders, you know, that you look up to, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Oprah, like Jesus, like whoever it is, these gods and goddesses that you look up to, and finding your center through that, and never letting anyone take away from your mission on earth, or letting that affect you, and standing in your highest light. And it's sad, the consciousness of other people, but that's not you, and you don't need to let it be you in the future. So pile number 2, I hope you found that reading helpful, and that you keep spreading your light, and know that your purpose is so high, and there's so many levels to this existence, but in this human existence right now, you do have a high purpose and a high calling. So it's time for you to fulfill that. Much love. I hope to see you in another reading. Bye. Pile number 3. If you chose the red tiger's eye, shout out to my friend Faya for the first and last crystals in this reading. And the Kairos card, this message is for you. So Kairos is mythic time and synchronicity, and the number 125. We all have had the experience of timelessness, of life that goes beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time and is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it's all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. When light, alignment, ease in decisions and action. When dark, fighting against time. Go deeper. Felix Gonzalez Torres, Untitled, Perfect Lovers. Compare the Greek words chronos and kairos. This will guide you to an understanding of logos and mythos. The word evil comes from the root unripe. Consider that everything has a time of ripeness, when it becomes a nourishing fruit, sweet to the lips. So, pile 3, let's get into your tarot cards about your current reality and your past life and what you're moving towards. Whoa. Okay, so I think this deck is only uprights right now, and because I was trying to just read uprights for tarot for a while, but the Lovers came up in reverse, and then you got the Three of Swords. So you may be in some kind of idle time of heartbreak. You and your partner may be separated. You may be going through a heartbreak or divorce or be really wounded in terms of that. And I don't mean to like at you like, oh, you're so wounded. But with the Lovers being in reverse and the Three of Swords, it's just a very clear message of heartbreak and heartache. This could be lingering feelings from something that happened a little while ago that is keeping you from manifesting new love. Or this could just be like a deep and profound heartbreak of something that you really wanted to work out. Maybe you got married to this person or had kids with this person or were planning a future with this person and it didn't work out. And with the Kairos message of timelessness, just sinking into this despair and kind of depression that is going on and is just making everything move very slowly, and just kind of processing all of that. I see that's what you're currently going through. Now, if this doesn't resonate with you at all, there are 2 other piles, and I'd recommend going to one of those. So in terms of your past life energy, we have the Knight of Cups and the 4 of Wands. Sorry, the 6 of Wands. So you had a past life relationship with this person where these weren't supposed to be love messages necessarily, but this is what tarot says. So in the past life you had some kind of relationship with some kind of Knight of Cups, and you could be this person if you're a man. Watching this, obviously we can change genders over lifetime, etc., but the responsibility that you guys felt was more for an outer community. Like you were more focused on the practical side of the relationship than like the actual love and the bond between you. So there was familiarity between you and this person when you met in this life because you were partners and you worked in tandem throughout your past life. And then when you saw each other in this life, you thought that because of that familiarity, that soul connection, that means that meant you guys were supposed to be together, and maybe you guys had something that you did together. Maybe you brought a child into the world, or your relationship triggered a series of events for other people or your own growth. But there was that underlying sense of, this isn't my partner for this life anymore. This isn't the right person for me in this life. And you knew that and they knew that, but there was still this like deep attachment from your past life. And with these cards, I can't really tell how healthy your relationship was in your past life. There could have been wounds ranging from something really small to bigger wounds. But the main thing is that you guys had a really practical relationship, and it was just kind of that soul confusion, like when you see someone from a past life, it's so exciting because you don't even, especially like if you're new to spirituality, all you know is that you feel really close and familiar to this person. And so that just brings you guys closer. You start talking, whatever. Because of that familiarity, without diving deeper into like what your heart is really saying. And maybe at first your heart said that was right and that was right for you. But anyways, now it's ended. It's over. Or it's about to. And heart broke, right? So that's your current situation. Experiencing, like we said with Kairos, that kind of sense of timelessness, which can happen when we're in a flow state and enjoy, or it can happen when, you know, we lose a loved one or go through a hard breakup and we lose time. And let's see what this has to do with in terms of the karma that you're working out and what you're moving towards and what Spirit wants you to know that you're moving towards and how you can kind of work through this karma. Death and the Four of Wands. So Spirit is ready for you to let go of this connection, accept what has left you, that has left you. I'm getting teary-eyed, you guys. Accept that that's over, and value that person regardless of what they did for you or to you, even if they did you dirty in some kind of way. Or there was some kind of wounds, because this doesn't actually necessarily have to be love. This could be that you lost like a family member that was your spouse in a past life as well. Anyways, death. So Spirit wants you to accept this this ending and the truth in this, and take all the time that you need to heal and process. Maybe doing some research on the grieving process, or if this is a breakup and this was kind of a toxic situation for you, going on YouTube and looking up like how to get out of a toxic relationship, how to move forward from a relationship, how to heal from a breakup. I have a video on Fairy Gang on how to heal from a breakup or whatever, which is mostly just about taking space and time and accepting. It can take a long time to get over breakups, or it can be quick depending on your situation, but if you really feel deeply about someone, it takes a little bit of time, granting yourself that space. But you have earned the Four of Wands. So through letting go, which is a new happy, healthy, and full relationship. So this breakup right now, past life connection, heartbreak now, it needs to die. If you want to keep working through your karmic cycles and ascending, you have to let it die. If you want to stay where you are, you can. That's your choice. But when you do let go of the things that are no longer serving you, you will be rewarded with a new, happy, and healthy, and fulfilling relationship of this lifetime. And maybe for many more to come. Taking these lessons you learned from this lover, treating your next partner as sacred, and making sure your new partner treats you as sacred, which I do see this naturally coming into your life easily and at the right time. So pile number 3, that's your message. Heartbreak is hard. Losing someone is really tough, especially if you do have built up, something with this person and you have this past life ties. But these messages are coming out for you because you're ready to hear them. 11:11 on the clock. We're ready to manifest new unions and things that feel good. If it doesn't feel good, it's not right. If it feels good, it is. So letting yourself heal and give yourself time nurture yourself, take care of yourself, and practice self-love. Pile number 3, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a beautiful day, week, month, year, and life. Thanks for watching.